It's still decent that she was trying to present herself as a progressive instead of not. Let's see what the voters are saying to Biden dropping out of the presidential race.
I just have to take a breath to understand what the plan is.
Can't blame that reaction. President Joe Biden drops his re-election campaign, and though people anticipated it, they were still shocked, and they're wondering what will happen next. Mark Strassman has our story.
He's a true patriot for stepping down.
It came as a shock, to be completely honest with you.
I'm just sad.
What'd you think? Interesting. I thought that most people thought he would push through, but at the same time, I'm not surprised.
Was it the right decision?
I think we'll see.
Ever since the debate, people we talked to have heard rumors and
What the fuck's going on? Is there like a mass organized retail theft occurring in the background?
rumblings that the president might step aside. But when it did happen, it was one of those moments that felt both telegraphed and startling.
A lot of people knew there was going to be some big issues here for a long period of time. Should have been planned differently.
I'm not happy because, number one, why they wait so long? Number two is, what's the plan?
For many voters, President Biden's exit and his endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris has changed nothing about which party they'll support.
One of the reasons I voted originally in 2020 for Biden and Kamala was Kamala.
I have voted for Clinton, I have voted for Bush, I have voted for Obama, and guess what? The only one who has stayed true to his word is Trump.
But in crucial battleground states, swing voters have a lot to consider.
Still hard to pay rent. It's hard to, buy groceries with all the inflation that's happening. And I'm looking for someone who would be able to help with those things, and I don't think Trump or Kamala Harris would be able to.
I would be interested to see.
Dude, I'm telling you, Kamala fucking pops off on a totally partisan way against Benjamin Netanyahu. When Benjamin Netanyahu addresses Congress, it would be, at least on a messaging front, it would give much more confidence, in my opinion, to Michigan voters, okay? That's it. You don't even have to go out of your way. You don't have to call it like an apartheid state. You don't have to say that it's doing a genocide. Literally, like, just from a pure partisan perspective, I'm not even kidding. Pull a fucking Chuck Schumer before Chuck Schumer turned around and invited Benjamin Netanyahu to the fucking to come speak to Congress. Okay, that's it. On pure partisan grounds, the Democratic Party blocks Netanyahu. Okay, or at least a significant percentage of Democratic Party politicians don't attend the fucking congressional hearing or the addressing the Congress thing that he's doing. And then she just says, right now is not the time for Benjamin Netanyahu to come and interfere in the American democratic process. We know he's a big fan of Donald Trump, and he has his own elections to worry about. What the fuck's he doing here? Something along those lines. It's not even that outside of the scope of comprehension. I'm telling you, it is something that it doesn't even have, like, it literally doesn't have the legitimate, like, change in policy that she needs to tap into as well. Okay? That's all she needs to do. Wouldn't that lose the Jewish vote? Brother, I'm sorry. What do you mean the Jewish vote? First of all, the 18 to 35 demographic is significantly more important than the Jewish vote. What the fuck are you talking about, the Jewish vote? Yeah, dude, New York and California are going to fall to the Republican Party. Like, what are you saying? Like, that's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous statement, the Jewish vote. Like, this is before we consider that it's not like Jews are going to be like, oh, dude, what? You said that about Israel? Well, it's over for you. The fuck do you mean? Jewish Americans vote like 70% Democrat. Okay, that's number one. Number two, and the 30% are oftentimes very, very hardline conservatives anyway. And beyond that, it's mostly in fucking Los Angeles and California and New York, hardline fucking Democrat states to begin with, and they're not a fucking monolith. And I know she's meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu privately. There are far bigger benefits to Michigan, your electoral chances in Michigan, and beyond that, the younger voters that are just like completely checked out as a consequence of this. Maybe it's not the most consequential thing for them, Israel-Palestine, especially because like Israel-Palestine and Joe Biden being incredibly fucking old was the reason why many of them were checked out of the process. But ultimately, it's a major misstep if you don't say something at least somewhat critical, even on fucking partisan lines, okay? Why is Gaza so important for Michigan? 100,000 uncommitted votes in Michigan. Massive Arab population, Arab Christians, Arab Muslims in Dearborn. But beyond that, like just even like black and brown voters in Michigan as well. Strong student population in Michigan. I think you're biased on the issue. Yes, because I'm a Muslim man, fundamentalist Islamist who can't think of anything, okay? Who can't think of anything but Gaza. I know, I'm obsessed with Gaza. I'm obsessed with talking about Gaza. Good luck. Good luck in the upcoming election, okay? We have to keep our unconditional support and loyalty to the apartheid state of Israel. You're right. Like, I'm not even fucking talking about it from that framework, by the way. I'm not even talking about it from my own personal motivations here. People do not understand, okay? There are key states in the middle of the country that we rarely ever talk about, that we usually often take for granted, as Hillary Clinton also did in 2016, that have openly delivered higher fucking numbers of votes for the uncommitted campaign that was launched in like a week than the percentage, or not the margin, but like the total votes that Biden won those states by. You keep specifically talking about your analysis on the elections, and chatters keep thinking it's your personal opinions. Lamau is so annoying. I know. It's very frustrating. It's very, very annoying that people just go, oh, you're just biased about Gaza. I'm not saying that every American only cares about Gaza. Most Americans don't. I keep repeating and reiterating the position that Americans don't give a fuck about foreign policy in general, okay? Americans do not care about foreign policy, which swings in either direction. That's why you can make certain decisions on foreign policy that Americans are not going to fucking vote on, as evidenced by the fact that not a single American is talking about our 13 best soldiers on this election, unless it's like a Republican that's trying to be like, remember when Biden pulled out of Afghanistan and how fucked up it was? 13 of our best soldiers died. Like, no one cares about that shit, okay? They don't. So even when you do, when you make decisions that are actually good in terms of like pulling back on some of our imperial ambitions, America still don't fucking care. What about Vietnam though? Feels like people care after all. Yes. The caveat to what I'm saying is that Americans don't care about foreign policy until it's the only thing they care about. That's it. That's the classic. It's a cliche in American political commentary, American political history. Okay? Americans don't care about foreign policy until it's the only thing they care about. You understand me? But having said that, there are Americans who are not itching to vote right now that you can at the very least try and captivate. It's not bizarre that Americans don't care about foreign policy. Why would they care about foreign policy. This entire system is designed for them not to care about foreign policy because American foreign policy is death and destruction globally. I've described it as such. Your ear has the capacity to hear a lot more sounds than you actually pay attention to. If you were to constantly think about the world spinning, or if you were to constantly think about all the noises that you would normally hear, if you were to, like actually pay attention to it, you go crazy. Okay? Foreign policy is kind of like that. We just tune it out deliberately. Okay? Because if you were to literally constantly think about it, you'd go insane. You'd be like, oh my God, 800 military bases, so much money being spent. I want to show people those fucking TikToks. I've archived some of them. I want to show you one of those TikToks that I think will help you call into question how fucking nutty this shit is, okay? What the hell is this?
Dissolve.
Let me see if I can find it. Fuck. Where is it? Oh man, I can't find it. It's the video of like the dollar signs associated with like every fucking round of. Wait, is it under favorites? Would that be the archive post? It's not showing up. Maybe they deleted it. It might have deleted the post. Anyway. It's just like, yeah, cost per ammo. Exactly. I think this might be it. Hold up. Oh yeah, here. Just run this forever. Okay? Now imagine if every American was constantly thinking about this. They would literally go insane. Okay? If every American was constantly thinking about this, it would be like thinking about the top of the hour ad break all the time. You wouldn't be able to pay attention to the fucking things that I'm talking about because in your mind, in the back of your mind, you'd always be thinking, oh my God, at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. Oh my God, 9 minutes has passed. Like, when will he actually serve it? And inevitably, you'd lose your mind. Unless you subscribed for $6